Welcome back, folks and friends. Connecting Dots here. It's Saturday, October 11th, 2014. Okay, I got some great news here, folks. As I'd mentioned here, I've been in contact with Jeff Palco, the original Punisher. His brother, his family has been. I've been in contact with them, and basically, Jeff is going to be coming out of the hospital, not immediately, but he's not just barely hanging on for dear life. He's actually making a comeback. So good news there. Also, well, as I mentioned, they were going to contact the police. They've reached the our Calgary Anti-Fraud Squad, so I'll be getting updates on that. Now, another situation that we're discussing is the fact that although it may be quite easy to get the boat back and money back from Beautiful Girl by Dana because he lives in Canada, we have the other scammer here, Kevin D. Blanch, that took the original Punisher for, well, we at least know of $18,500 that was sent to him in 3 separate checks. Now, those checks, as you saw the email there from the original Punisher before he ended up in the hospital, we see him questioning Kevin D. Blanch regarding this $18,500 investment. That's right, it was no regrets fund investment. According to Kevin D. Blanch in his recent videos here, well, at first it was original Punisher didn't give him any money, then he said he did give him money, then he said he didn't give him any money, then he turned around and said finally, yes, he did give him money, but you know, he's old enough, he's 18 years old, he should know better. Well, I'm sorry, but we have proof that that was supposed to be an investment, and Kevin D. Blanch admitted to, had original Punisher given him money, the investment would have earned him 40%. Well, we have the proof the money's been given, so we want the 40%, Mr. Kevin D. Blanch, along with the $18,500. Now, what's really sad about this, Kevin D. Blanch is going out making videos and talking about how he's bought himself a new iPhone with the original Punisher's money. I mean, honestly, this is so sickening, this whole thing, that because of the money that's involved, and there's going to be, Kevin D. Blanch lives in the United States. It's very hard to go after that money. So I've suggested that I just start a darn petition. So I'm going to give Kevin D. Blanch here another day or two to contact the Palco family. Okay, the original Punisher. He knows the email. He knows the phone number. He can leave them a message. I'm going to leave it up to him to contact the family, and they'll let me know if he does. And he can sort out the payment, the arrangements, whatever. If he's blown the money, he can pay it back in amounts, whatever. At least we know that he's making an effort. If he's not, I'll ask you all, please, folks, if you care about this, if you care about fraud, if you care about the Fukushima, honestly, this has to end. And I'll ask you to please sign the petition. That's the only way I believe that if Kevin D. Blanch doesn't come clean and do it on his own, it's the only way we can get the money back. Now, many of you may know that I've been asking for donations here way before this whole Expedition for Life began, roughly about a month and a half before. I was talking about how we need to raise funds here, or I was trying to raise funds for this gamma spectrometer, because this type of Geiger counter not only picks up the radiation, but it isolates it and tells you exactly how strong or how much radioactivity is there, and also it can name the specific isotope, which is important because every reactor has a specific isotope. They can locate, they can name where that radiation came from. So this is important, and if you still haven't got this yet, well, go listen to the interview here that I just put up 2 days ago. Very important one regarding the death of the starfish in the Pacific Ocean. You get to hear the first of an interview here, because that first call has led me into contact with other researchers, and I'll be presenting that next week, a contact here with one of the universities, one of the researchers that actually worked on this whole death of the starfish. So I'll have more groundbreaking news, but at least go there, because I make my point how, although the water may have some of the radiation, the fact is these bivalves that filter water, that's basically like an air filter at home. So you may have dust in your home and you can't see it because it's in such small amounts and dispersed everywhere, but your air filter will gather that dust. Well, I consider the bivalves the exact same thing. Same with all the fish, they bioaccumulate thing. That's why bioaccumulate the radiation. That's why I've made past stories here how they found some of the fish, certain types of fish that go into the Pacific Ocean because they migrate back and forth. Well, they happen to fall into Fukushima, and sure enough, they've isolated the Fukushima radiation. And that can only be done with a gamma spectrometer. So I implore you, please, go listen to the video so you understand why I knew that this was important in the future. Okay, although I may buy a machine right now next week if a bunch of people jump on board, the fact is this is more about an ongoing testing of the kelp, of the seafood here on the West Coast. go watch these two videos. You'll understand. And well, you can subscribe if you want, but I'll mention again, because I'm heavily censored by Google, YouTube, you're not likely going to get your notifications. The best thing to do is come directly to my YouTube channel and stay updated by going through my upload section. Okay, Ebola, holy jumping. Everyone's scaring the bejesus out of you. No one wants to take me up on my Ebola challenge. Now, I launched this, 4 days ago, and you think someone would... No, not a single person. I'm offering over $100 here in silver coins, the type of silver that you need to make the cure, the 49 silver. By the way, the Canadian government here, the Canadian coin, the silver Canadian maple leaf coins, are the only coins in the world that are 49. The type of silver that's made, that you use to make the cure for preventing and curing Ebola. Now, no one's taking me up on my challenge. I'm going to give them another week or two, I guess, and we'll see if anyone comes up, takes me up on the challenge. And if not, at least they should at least make a video showing you all how they've had to cure for Ebola since the 1980s. In my challenge, I'm asking for proof of multiple countries besides just Canada and U.S. It's easy to find out that the CIA's had to cure and U.S. Defense has, but I'm looking for other countries also, and that's part of the challenge. So anyone who can make a great video on that, I'm offering you here the 2010 Olympic Canadian maple leaf coins. They're worth over, I think, almost $50 a piece, if not more, on certain coin shops. But regardless, it's up to you. The challenge is there. I hope you take me up. Now, as far as this Beautiful Girl by Dana, I'm not sure. This is the last part of the video where I'll be talking about him. But if you haven't seen this one here, it's over at Connecting Dots 3, and I've dug up some stories here how he's been in trouble with the RCMP, the hospitals. Yeah, he seems to be a hot-headed that's well known for getting excited and breaking doors, and yeah, it's sad. So the links are down below to everything you see in this video, and he's not done yet, by the way. He's back at it. This is a fresh video here, just been uploaded October 11th. Again here, I don't know what to say, really. This guy's singing the same old song. So this time here, he's trying to say that these white sea blue enemies, well, they've been seeded. That's why they're there. Honestly, I don't know what to say. It's sad that he says this kind of stuff. You know, he said the same thing about my harbor. I went down with my video camera in my harbor, and he said the same thing. They were planted there because of the tourists. What's he talking about? These white sea blue enemies don't mostly grow out of the water, because when they're long, they flop over, and that's why you don't see them out of the water at low tide. They're a type of sea anemone that grows at a different location. And which, by the way, if you go watch this video here with the Bamfield director, the Marine Science Research Center, you'll get to hear his own words where he talks about these white sea blue enemies. I mean, I'm not just making this up here. The information's out there, so you can listen to somebody here who just shows you a picture telling you it's all dead, and the only reason why these are here is because someone planted them, honestly. Or you can do your own research and go watch the video and listen to people that have experience. And although he doesn't dive here every day, which is one of the things somebody said, he has he's dove in the past. It's just not at that specific location. That's not his position there as a director. Okay, so as far as the Ebola, should you be afraid? They're going to force vaccinate you. No, honestly, I can't believe this. So as I'd mentioned before, 2014 will be a game changer on YouTube, and I want to be part of that truth movement. I hope you want to be part of it also. I've been out here for a long time, since 2007. I opened up my first YouTube channel in 2009, and I unfortunately got caught up in some of the fear-mongering, but now, yeah, much wiser years later, and I can see them for all they're worth, which is they're worthless, absolutely worthless. So one of the things you'll figure out here very quickly, it does not matter how many hundreds of thousands of subscribers you have, or they have, I should say. It's about the quality information, and again, most of them just suck. As I said, even Dana Durnford with his, 15,363, the information sucks. There's no real information anywhere. So DAHBOO77, same thing here. I offered him actually a challenge here before that original video that you saw here for the Ebola challenge. I launched it to DAHBOO7 earlier on this summer. I said, hey, you're fearing them all about Ebola. Why don't you take me up on the cure for Ebola, the challenge? He didn't want it to. He won't come near me. As I said, these people are fake. They're just out to fear, carry out an agenda. So is he correct about this one? Listen to this one.
What this means, when you want to read between the lines here, It is that they are able to detain and force vaccinate anyone without due process.
Whoa, whoa, that's heavy, isn't it? Force vaccinate. And you see the article here, and you can read, and force vaccinate people, but the article is not there. He blocks it out. So I'm like, what's going on? How come he blocked that out? How come his YouTube video, again, like the other ones, only has 2 images? So you see this page at the end, and you see this one at the beginning, then eventually it blocks out, and you see the other one. And you know, oddly enough here, many of us have caught on how they kind of promote each other. So he's getting this from Zero Edge, and who promotes Zero Edge? Bitcoin Master. That's right. Max Kaiser. So these people came out here telling you that the gold and silver was the only thing. You can't store your wealth in anything else. And then all of a sudden they pulled a switchy on everyone and started promoting the Bitcoins. So Zero Edge will never talk about that because he's part of that group too. But you will hear the truth here on my Connecting Dots 2 and Connecting Dots 3. But not here, guaranteed. Fear-mongering, fear-mongering, I'm not going to buy into it. So I went and chased this story up here, followed some links, and see if I could find the forced vaccination part, because I'm like, wow, this is what I was talking about way back in 2009. But is there any proof of it? Let's go look. So I read the entire article. I'm like, okay, declaration's got to be there. And I'll leave a link down below so you can go follow this yourself. And it brings you here. I'm like, okay, well, let's check the top here. Okay, it's official. The date's right. Where's the forced vaccination part? It's not there. DAHBOO's lying. What can I say, folks? It's all about fear-mongering. It's not about truth. It's about friggin' lying. I'll tell you what it does tell you, though. It tells you that if they believe that you're a potential risk here of transmitting the Ebola virus within the state of Connecticut, that he's declared a public health emergency for that state, and they've given themselves a right here for the duration of the epidemic to, well, isolate and quarantine that person, which only makes sense, right, when you think about it? Many other countries, for example, in my country, Canada, here we have free health care, and I'm not going to get into the specifics of that because that's a scam on its own, but regardless, if you get sick in Canada, you got a fever, whatever it is, you can run down to the emergency, you get treated for free. Some places even give out free pills, drugs. Can you imagine that? But regardless, the point is, if you're sick or you have symptoms, you can show up and have a diagnosis done, correct? Whereas many other countries, you got to pay for that. So in this situation here, well, instead of running the risk of someone potentially spreading Ebola while they're going to isolate you and quarantine you, I think it's what? How many days? Is it 21 days, the incubation period or whatever? Well, it's better than having them run around spreading it, right? But the thing is, they're not going to force vaccinate you. And that's the point of this video. I'm sick and tired of fear-mongerings and the lies that come out. And by the way, as far as this Dana Durnford guy, not only have the RCMP figured out that he's a threat, and yes, his scam is coming to an end, and the proof is it's been posted in one of the local papers. Anyhow, I wish I could leave you the link, but I can't, so you'll have to hit the space bar to pause the video and hit it again to unpause it. But basically, Major Crud here, YouTuber Major Crud, is behind this one, I think. He's gotten behind here and contacted this lady, and unfortunately they misspelt my name here. That Connecting Dots 1 does not exist, and they happen to mention including Energy News. That's good, because this is what I've been saying, and many others have been waking up how this is an absolute fraud, the Energy News. They give absolute crap information, and they're promoting the death of the Pacific Ocean. It's so clear. And you go look at the top, who are they promoting as your top nuclear information guy? Arnie Gunderson. Now here's the conflicting part that many of you will start realizing as I point this out time and time again, how the scammers all promote each other even though they're against each other. So it's odd that we have Beautiful Girl by Dana, who promotes Energy News as a credible source of information, but criticizes Arnie Gunderson as a nuclear shill, and then Energy News turns around and promotes Arnie Gunderson as their top guy. Honestly? Anyways, people are waking up here, folks. That's all I got to say. And if you've been frauded by this guy, there's a phone number there. Call them up, okay? Get the ball rolling. As I mentioned, this is not done. And stay tuned. There'll be a petition, as I'm sure Kevin D. Blanch will not voluntarily hand the money over. And as I said, I got a great interview coming up here on the death of the starfish. Hang tight, folks. If you subscribe, well, you won't get your notifications. You'll have to come to my YouTube channel. Take care. Have a good weekend.